Welcome to Spotlight.
You are watching Spotlight, brought to you by the new Tang Dynasty TV and sponsored in part by the Asian American Chamber of Commerce. Our unique program casts a bright focus on topics, events, and issues relevant to Asian Americans in Virginia, Maryland, and the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. And who, you may ask, makes up the members of our Asian American communities within the Washington, D.C. metro area.
สบายดีสื่อขน่อยสื่อนิเวศคอยคนลาวอเมริกา
I am Mary David and I am Indian American.
Xin chào quý vị, em tên là Hồ Hoàng Kim.
My name is Dr. Stephen Ong. I'm a Chinese American.
제 이름은 강원희입니다. 저는 한국계 미국인입니다.
For the next few minutes, join us as we discuss meaningful issues, events, and topics as they relate to Asian Americans, their businesses, cultures, and communities. I'm your host, Dong Shaw. The decision to buy or sell a home is one of the most important financial decisions most people make. Yet many give little thought to finding the real estate agent best suited to their needs. Choosing the right agent can save you time, effort, and aggravation in finding the perfect home at a price you can afford or selling your home quickly for top dollar. When you announce your desire to purchase a house, you may be surprised at the number of real estate people who want to represent you. You won't have to worry too much about finding an agent, but you do need to worry about finding a good one. I'm joined today by a good agent, CarolEllickson. She was the #1 solo agent among Weichert realtors in Great Falls in 2013 and is in the top 5% of realtors nationwide. Carol has a background as a teacher and educator. Carol, I have never been in the real estate business myself, but I was a buyer once. I believe real estate agents are not in the business of buying and selling houses, but in the people business that happens to involve real estate transactions.
I've had no background in sales, but I have a lot of background in solving problems. Psychology, solving problems, and that's what I do every day. A good realtor will be trying to point out things to their clients that maybe they weren't aware of. And looking at selling a house before they even buy it, because there's so many things to take into consideration. And some realtors are better at it than others. I like to think that I am showing aspects of a home that will be important to that client down through the years. So, and I build a relationship with the client.
What is the source of your business? Where do you get your clients?
I say I have clients for life. I mean, last year my business was 100% repeat and referral. So that says a lot. I didn't even realize it till the end of the year, and my broker said, I want to slow you down for 5 minutes to see where your business came from. And we sat down at the end of the year and I went through every transaction and I was amazed. They were all repeat and referrals. So I was very happy. It makes me feel good. So even this year, the business comes in, somebody calls me or says, Carol, can you help so-and-so? And I'll just make it happen. You know, even if it's in another state. I'll go and research a good agent in another state and help them find somebody.
I heard it is very difficult to start out in the real estate business, especially in today's circumstances. You were a teacher and educator. How did you get started?
It's very difficult to get started. It's extremely difficult, and I was just lucky. One of the reasons I did go into the business is because I had a very sick child, and I had to pay very, very heavy medical bills. And so I couldn't do it just teaching. I had to do this too. And I found that my friends were giving me business, even though I hadn't been in real estate, but they knew me from my life as a teacher, and they trusted me. And they knew that if I didn't know how to do something, I'd figure out how to. And then that's how my business started. Most people don't start out by referral right away. I did, which was really unusual. Usually you're on the phone calling people, you're doing desk duty, you're doing those things, but I basically didn't have to get on to desk duty. I just started working with people, and then I did a nice transaction with them, and they would refer, and then it just grows and grows and grows.
How important is your teaching background to your real estate business?
I'm actually, having been a teacher and in my own family, I think that education is so important. My son just graduated in engineering from a wonderful school in Chicago, Illinois Institute of Technology, and probably half the graduates were Chinese. It was wonderful. So that just showed it's a good school, and they saw the value there, and they were getting multiple degrees. Mechanical engineering, a PhD in this, and I'm like, whoa, that's amazing. So it's very impressive how hard they study and what they value in education.
You said earlier that you are more of a problem solver than a real estate agent. Can you share some examples with me?
I've had actually sold 2 homes where the wife never saw the house, so I had to figure out a way for her to see it. I would videotape, I'd go start at the entrance and just talk her through the entire house. That was actually, I had someone very high up in the at the CIA, and they were going to, had to be kind of secret, not anymore, but at the time. And so it was very important that everything be done as quietly as possible, and it was. And then I also had another success story, which actually was a Chinese seller. And his house was on the market for rent, but he said, Carol, if you can get this certain amount for this house, I will sell it. And it was on for rent for quite a while, and I got a call from an agent who said, I can't find anything for my buyer. Would your client like to sell his house? And I said, he would at a certain price. And they said, well, we'll pay that. So I went back to my owner, and I said, I think I have a buyer for you. And he said, all right, Carol, I'm willing to do this, but absolutely no one may know about it. I don't want my friends to know. I don't want anyone at my country club to know, because they will be upset with me till it's over with. I said, that's fine. I went back to the agent. I said, your buyers can buy this house, but the one rule is that no one is to know about this until it's closed. We went to settlement, day of closing, sitting at a table. Everything was done. At that point, now we could let it be known, but everyone kept it quiet. It was amazing. I was very proud of that, yes. And so was my owner.
Have you met any Chinese clients? Chinese people are big buyers of houses.
I've met some of them at my opens. I've always been able to hit it off with them very well. They're always easy for me to engage and speak with. Very intelligent, and they have a lot of questions, which is good. And I try to help them, especially with the area. I know a lot of them love Great Falls, particularly because of the schools. We also have one of the very few areas where we only have single-family homes. So they like the idea of having a nice house and having some land around it. We also have a wonderful village with some of the best restaurants. Even in D.C., we have people that drive out from Washington to go to some of our restaurants. In fact, I just got an email last night from a Chinese gentleman who I had met probably 2 months ago at an open house. And he just emailed me last night with questions. So I was very pleased to see that, and I encouraged him to keep asking questions, because I really think it's a great time for him to be buying a home here.
Based on your experience dealing with Chinese customers, what do they look for when buying a house in Northern Virginia?
Well, first of all, the area is very important. I think that they're looking at the school districts, and they're smart enough to go online and see where the good scores are. And Great Falls usually falls into that area. They're also looking for, some of them haven't been through the process of buying in the United States, so a lot of it is me teaching them again, showing them the different aspects to buying a home. So it's really showing them the way, because there's so much that has to be done. Probably the first thing is being qualified to buy a home if they don't have cash. Just helping them getting through that. And then the next phase would be actually looking at a house and what needs to be thought of, because I always think that it's important to keep in mind selling that house someday. Whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years, is someone going to buy this house when you sell it? So it has to be in a nice area, maybe not backing to a busy road or next to a commercial area, but it has to be a home that somebody else would want to buy. So those are the things I point out to them, and everyone seems to be very grateful for that knowledge, and it makes sense. It's common sense. So I think once you are in a position where you can answer questions for your client, that trust evolves, it strengthens.
I noticed on your email signature, you state that all your transactions benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Tell me about that.
Oh, you noticed that. Oh my goodness. Well, I have a daughter in heaven. I feel she's always with me though. And because she had leukemia, I donate for every transaction every year, I donate to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society as well as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, because she had a wonderful Make-A-Wish trip to Disney World when she was about 5. So I always, it just makes me feel good to give back that way. And it's interesting you even notice that, because I do have that on my signature. So everyone, I just feel it's important that people know, in memory of my daughter as well, to keep her memory alive, as well as to helping those 2 organizations that were so helpful to me.
Any specific suggestions for Chinese customers?
Call me. If I can't help them, I will find someone who will.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Carol. Please tell us what you think about our show and let us know what you want to discuss on Spotlight. Are we doing a good job? We appreciate your feedback. Please write to us. You can write to us from anywhere in the world. The email address is spotlight@ntvtv.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Dong Shang. I hope you'll join us next time.